All right, I'm back. What's going on? What's going on? Papa Pepper. My bad. Let me get my setup straight. Dropping everything. What's up, Sag? Yo, yo, Johnny, my God. I'm 7 months in, no comb, wash only. A tadpole in it, man. But I'm loving it. Trying to stay patient and forget about my hair. I'm almost there. Yeah, man, like, really, if you just forget about your hair, like, I got just for an example, I got some cactus that I'm gonna plant in a bit. So the best thing for you to do is just like a plant, man. Like, plant it and forget about it. I'm Andre Dawson. What's up? What's up? Yeah, you just forget about it, man. Like, that make everything go 10 times faster. You gotta forget about it. Nicole, yeah, you finally caught alive. That first year is the roughest year. Yeah, yeah. Early on, like the first year, the first probably like a couple years, because you're gonna worry about your hair. You know what I mean? But after that, it's smooth sailing. After that, man. I figure everybody. I figure it's Sunday. Everybody either chilling, getting ready for the week with their side chick or their side person or whatever. You know, so everybody's just chilling. So I figure I catch a live right quick. Yeah, they need time to mature. After that, you got it. Yeah, that's it. I'm telling you, man. Like after the first, yeah, probably like after the first, probably like 2 3 years, you don't even think about your hair no more, man. I mean, actually, yes, sir, yes, sir. Was there something I really wanted to do for the longest? Got laid off and seized the opportunity. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Sag. All right, you with the main. All right, I feel you. Somebody messaged me on Facebook, but Actually, I just washed my hair today, man. I've been getting lazy with it lately. Um, but so I had some time today, man. So I said I'm gonna go ahead and wash it, and like it's pretty much dry now. Like you can see, it's it don't take that long for it to dry. So you believe in strength in hair? I've heard that all my life from older dudes. No, I don't believe in that. Not, I mean, I try not to discredit people's beliefs and certain sayings, but I don't believe that personally hair is strength. I mean, I think it's just a lot of times people just it's something that they just go with, man. And let me set up so I can sit down and talk. It's something that people have just gone with. I don't believe that there's like I don't believe for me. I don't believe that my hair is my strength. I believe that my hair is a part of me, yes, but is it my strength? Have you come across any good freeform videos on YouTube lately? I watched yours yesterday. Was that yesterday? Days are kind of running together. Um, Matter of fact, let me go to my history. Hold on. Tell you right now. What are some brands of shampoos you use, Johnny? I gotta stand back up so I can. You know what? I wonder if I can look at the comments on my on the computer as well. All right, let me see if I can see these comments while I'm on them. All right, there we go. Now I'm set up. And let me open up another so I can see what videos I've been watching as far as freeform goes. Um, no, I ain't really been seeing nothing. I know what's my man's name? I don't want to mess his name up. Troy Blyden. He has this little thing that he's doing with freeformers. Like he's going around his area and finding people who freeform, and he's like interviewing them and stuff and asking them questions. So I've been watching that. That's dope. So other than that, that's about it. Um, Stargate Trey had a question for me. What are some brands of shampoos you use, Johnny, and anyone else in the chat, so anybody else can answer? I have some product from Cultural Solutions, and I'm digging them, but I want to try others. Um, I've used Head and Shoulders. I use the shampoo bar I have. I always I always forget about this random ass shampoo that I have. I use that. I don't really use nothing in particular, honestly. Um, but I would say this: if it's working for you, man. I mean, look, listen. It's okay to try stuff, but if it's working for you, I would say keep using it. When you wash your dreads, which takes longer to dry, aloe vera or shampoo? Okay, yeah, you asking when I use it's about the same, really, because you got well, at least I do. You got to rinse them both out anyway. So after that is just which takes long is I mean it's water just from there. So but I would say the aloe wash is just more of a process, like because I gotta get right, I gotta cut it, and all of that stuff. It's just more of a process. That's it. You starting to look a lot like a guy I used to work with in New Orleans. He mostly had three major dreads and a big beard. Brings back some good memories. Oh, that's dope. I like to warm them up early. Yeah. Warm up early in the day and hit the garden, let it dry. Yeah, I like to. That's what I like to do, man. I'm an early bird, so and that's with everything, not just my hair. Like I like to, if I got stuff to do, errands to run, I like to get that on out the way early, like 7, 8 o'clock. I'm trying to, when places open up 9 o'clock, like I'm trying to get everything out the way early so I can. And I do the same thing for my hair. Like I like to wash my hair early so I can have enough time for it to dry throughout the day. But again, once I bang them out, get the excess water out. That's it. Like I wash my hair today. Let me see what time is it. 1 o'clock. I probably wash my hair at like 8, 9. Sat outside for like I didn't even sit outside for an hour, man. And then they dry, pretty much. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you meant. I also have a I don't know if I'm gonna do it this week or like later on, but I got a cactus and an aloe video coming up, so I'm gonna do that. Actually, I got some very big cactus pads this time. I'm gonna use one for the video, and the other one I'm going to plant. How is the dating scene for you? I mean, it's all right. I mean, I don't have any hangups as far as my hair and dating. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of people, especially, well, I don't want to single anybody out, but I was about to say, especially men. When men start to grow their hair like this, they have this thing to where they feel like um, women should want them or women should like them, and then they be like, well, she don't like me, she ain't for me, or she like people feel like you dodged the bullet. Like everybody's not a bullet dodge just because they don't, what I'm saying, like your style, like your hair, it's like something about you or whatever. Just move on to the next person, man. So um, I don't get too caught up in it. I mean, just seek the women who like it. If you have maintained if you have maintained locks, can you freeform? I think that's what you're asking. If you have maintained locks, can you freeform? Hey, today, man, like everything is freeform nowadays. Like freeform has changed. Like now it's like freeform is like a verb. You know what I mean? Freeform is like somebody says, "I'm not twisting anymore. I'm freeforming." And so that's what people have changed it to. And I don't care enough anymore to be like, "Hey, man, that's not free." You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody like personally came up to me and asked me like, and I'll tell them like, "Hey, how'd you get your hair like this? And what is it called?" I'll tell them, but I don't like when people be like, "Hey, I'm freeforming." I don't. Hey, you freeforming, man. That's what it is. Yeah. See, somebody say semi freeform. So I just look at it like this, Levi. I mean, it depends on what you want to do, man. Like if you look at my hair and you be like, "Hey, I want dreadlocks like that," then there's only one way to obtain that. Well, I don't want to say one way. Then somebody can like that's the new crochet method now. But for the most part, there's pretty much one way to do it. So you know now that's what I call it when someone use a form of maintenance and then allow their hair to free form. Yeah, I mean, I always thought that's what it was, but again, like I said today in 2021, man, I've seen a lot of things called free form. Lots of things, lots of lots of dreadlocks. Like, it's like so. Right now, you can have sister locks and you can call it free form. So ETB, what up? What up? What up? I'm looking down. If anybody's watching, just joining. I'm looking down because I can read the comments better. Like it pops up fast, and they stay up on the computer, on the laptop. So okay, I'm back. I'm back. Um, yeah, I have, man. But then sometimes I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm a pretty honest person, so when you react to people's stuff, a lot of times, man, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like you gotta play nice, and you gotta, and not that I would do it to try to put somebody down. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of stuff I be seeing. I be like, what? Nah, you ain't gotta do that. You know what I mean? But that's that's what people doing. So I don't get the whole reacting to someone else's hair. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's. I think what happens is this is just my perception of it. How it came to be about is that most of the times when people have lock channels, like they've exhausted everything that they have. They've talked about their hair so much. They've talked about other people's hair so much, and so now it's like they get into the reacting thing. So it's just another thing, another avenue to make content. Pretty much, people definitely don't be knowing what they're talking about when they're reacting to certain things. I absolutely agree with that. But you know, that's why I would do it, and I would try to bring more. Um, what I'm looking for? What's the word or phrase I'm looking for? More information about it, really, like because you can do it and you can like actually do it in a way where you're giving information as well as reacting to the person. Sometimes, I've seen some reaction videos and it's like they're actually giving wrong information as well as the person that's doing they're reacting to. So it's like I didn't get that one. Bless up from Atlanta. What's up, Mr. Jones? React to some of the videos about freeform locks, not the hair. Natty for life, Atlanta, Georgia. Love. What's up, Mr. Rush? Does your hair ever get in the way of doing things? With them being so long now, or you kind of just get used to it? Um, my hair don't really get in the way because of how my hair is, how it's formed. Like again, I don't have locks on the top, so I don't, I ain't got stuff hanging in my face. Mm, I mean, the only thing I can think of really is when I'm sleeping or something like that. Like when I sleep, and sometimes it might be uncomfortable laying down certain ways. So that's really about the only thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna call them out if they come my way with it. If it ain't true OG freeform, uh, they better put it that semi freeform on it. Yeah, listen. At first, like it's because there's so many people that's doing it wrong, So it's like, and nowadays, like you can't really tell people much because unless you like really know those people. So like if me, like I've been on YouTube for a little bit. So a lot of times if somebody like me was to tell somebody, what I'm saying, go up into somebody's video and tell them something, like I would be hating and stuff like that. And it would be so, and we're also in this era where people want the freedom to do whatever they want to do. So when you try to say, hey, that's not what it is, it's like people are saying, well, you can't tell me what to do, or you didn't invent it, so hey, I just stay out of it and not tell people what to do and let them do their thing. If they want to, that's what they want to do, and Some of them know those. A lot of them, they know that. But hey, everybody want to be a part of something, man. So I just let them rock out. Manuel Rush says sleep is hard. Yeah, I have to throw it. I always tell people that's how I got the locks on the side because I just throw my hair back. Because I got this space in the back right here where I can lay on my back, and I just split them. You know, I can lay on my back. A lot of times I wish I had it on me. Do I have it on me? I don't have it on me, but I have this elastic band. Sometimes I just tie them back like that and sleep. They're gonna have to rock out with that correction though. Hey man, but hey, sometimes man, we need people like you, Mr. Stark, Mr. Straight Gate Trade. We need people like you sometimes, man. My hair only grows in the back. My hair only grows in the my hair only grows in the back. What you mean it only grow in the back? Hold on, right quick, folks. Let me plug the charger up right quick so I can. Anybody just joining, you can ask me anything, hair related or not. Charge my laptop up so I can still read the comments. The top not growing. um, man, I don't know. Like, is it like you got a bald spot there, or like, or it's not, or you saying it's not growing as fast as something else? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, okay. So you saying like your hair is like mine, where like you don't have locks on the top, but smaller. What's the longest you've been without washing your locks? Probably a month, something like that. Yeah, probably a month. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is um I don't know. That's I mean I've been 2 weeks without washing my hair before though. It depends, man. I'm very sporadic with like my how I wash my hair and when I wash it. Yeah, sometimes it just be random. Okay, you said your hair been growing for 2 years, but they don't grow on top, but they grow on the back. Um, are they healthy? Like, are they thinning? The locks that you do have, or the spot that it doesn't grow on as well, is that thinning, or like is it like mine? Like the locks just not growing there. What's your opinion on straight hair free forms? Um, like straight hair free forms. I follow this guy on YouTube. He don't really make a lot of YouTube videos. He kind of like low key on social media. His name is Azul. I think that's his name. I don't want to mess up his ethnicity, so I don't want to say what I think he is. But he has straight hair. And he got some of the dopest freeform locks I've seen. Really dope freeform locks. So Am I a Christian? No, I am not a Christian. Okay, if they thick and flat, I mean, if they growing, they thick. Hey, um, I have palm rolled manicure locks. Had them for like a year and a half, but I want a freeform now. Should I cut them and start over, or should I just let them go? I tell people this, and I've said this in my comments a few times. Like, okay, if you already have locks that's established, right, and you feel like you want a freeform, do you want to like what do you want to do? Like, do you want to cut your hair and start all over, or like, do you really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like the length that you have now. I tell people, if why do you want a freeform? Like, if you really want to do it, like, just that's what you really want, then go for it. Um, if you want to do it just because you just feel like, hey, I want to try it, then that's probably, I mean, what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up cutting your hair. You're gonna miss your hair. So I would say think on it for a long time, however long it takes you to come to that decision or a decision, and then follow your mind from there. When you sleep, does lint get on your hair? Does lint get in your hair? If so, how do you get it out? Um, I haven't noticed that when I sleep, a bunch of lint gets in my hair. You can always get a satin pillow. All right, I'm back in business. Back in business. Just came back from church. All right, Haitian boy. Um. All right. So my internet cut off. I don't know if y'all heard my. I don't know if you was able to hear me or not. So if not, um, what question was I answering? Oh yeah, the lint. When I sleep, do lint get in my hair? No, I don't. I don't find that I get a bunch of lint. When I do have lint, I just try to pick it out. Like, I got some now, like in here, like. But I would say if you get a tweezer, get some tweezers. Tweezers help you pick out like the little tedious pieces of lint. 8 flats, 8 flat locks, different sides and shapes. Is God real? Oh, that's that. I mean, sure, man. God is real, and if, I mean, if you believe He is, I mean, or I don't want to say He because I don't know what people believe. If you believe that God is real, then yeah. Um, made a pillow out of made a pillow out of sheep fur. He made a pillow out of sheep. Um, have I ever washed my beard with cactus? Yeah, I have. When I make it, um, I have so much of it left over that I put it on my skin or I'll put it on my beard. try to use it all up, you know. What are my spiritual beliefs? It's multifaceted, man. Um, like when it comes to, let's say, heaven or hell or whatever, you know, however people want to call it. I believe a lot of things. I believe a few theories. Just these are personal theories. This ain't nothing that I read somewhere that I heard anybody say. It just may not be true. I don't know. It's just my personal theory. How I look at it. But I think when you pass on, um, I have three theories. Right. One is when it comes to the heaven or hell part. That can be whatever is in your head, like whatever vision that you have in your head, the moment that you're about to get out of here. If it's a good vision, then that's gonna be your heaven. You're gonna be in heaven. If it's bad, then that's gonna be you're gonna be in a hell state. Um, the other one is that we get to our spirits, our energy gets to time travel. Like you get to have all of the questions that you ever wanted to know. You get to have them answered, whatever it may be. I don't care. It could be anything. The other one is that nothing happens. You just don't exist anymore. I think, and that last one is kind of why I believe that there is talk of a heaven or a hell because I think a lot of people, as you know, just as us as human beings, we don't want to believe that we go through all of this and it just ends just like that, no more. You don't exist no more. There's nothing at the end of the tunnel. That's just you just don't exist anymore. So I don't think people want to really believe that. So they say there's a heaven or a hell. Could be true. Could but it might not be. But um, so that's what I think that it is. Those are my theories of what I think those things are. Now there's a bunch of spiritualities and a bunch of beliefs out nowadays. I mean, I don't want to say nowadays because a lot of these have always been around. So, um, but as far as that goes, that's my belief. As far as that, do I believe in any spirituality or not? Not really, no. Or maybe it could be something we can't even imagine. Could be. I always thought about it like this: like animals just exist. You know, we're living on the same in the same realm, and they just exist. To our knowledge, let's say a dog or a caterpillar or whatever, they don't fret about if they're going to heaven or hell, um, and trying to do right, and they just here. You know, I mean, they just exist. So I feel like they don't fret about it. So maybe there is none. They'd be worried about it just how we worry about it. So they ain't worried about it. So human beings, and maybe we do worry about it and fret about it because we have knowledge of it. You know what I mean? We have the mental capacity and and the to the brain work to go out and look for these things and then come to that consciousness that it does exist. So now that we know that it or believe that it exists, we're trying to get into one and not be in the be in the other. Yeah, it is. Speaking of animals, do you have a pet? No, I do not. I'm about due for another dog. The last dog I had was an English Mastiff. His name was Dexter. He was 210 pounds at 2 years old. And so my next dog will probably be the same thing. I love those dogs. Those are my favorite dogs. I love big dogs. I love dogs like 160 to 180 and up. Um, I'm watching from Johannesburg. I'm curious about your views on foundational Black American versus adults versus all that. What's your politics on that, and does being a natty dread influence your politics? I think. Listen, I think everybody has their differences, obviously, right? So because of colonialism, we all have different stereotypes of each other, right? So when I was coming up, and I don't know if it's still like, I'm pretty sure it is, it's still in schools now, because that stuff is basically always going to be around. You had a certain view of how Africans lived. We had a certain view of how Jamaicans lived. So it was our perception that these people lived in these huts, and they lived a certain, or tribes, or so you develop these stereotypes and these perceptions of the people, right? And the same thing with them, like, and from black people, all kind of other places. So a lot of times people's perception of black Americans is just like our perception of y'all was what we were shown on television. Y'all's perception of us a lot of times is what you get through entertainers and athletes and stuff that you see on TV. So I think that's a big part of what causes the these divides, and again, like I said, we're all different, yes. But I tell a lot of my Caribbean people, like in New Orleans and in, let's say, Jamaica or whatever, a lot of times we cook the same foods, use the same type of seasonings, or see, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's different, but it's the same. So I don't really see them as just different. Everybody has their own cultures and the way they do things. Is it all that different? I mean, when you really look at it, not really. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just got their own little spice to how they do things and how they go about things. Um, if you can look at, a lot of times we're more geared towards being athletes in America, athletes and entertainers. That's, but in other places they're not as geared towards it. Not to say that they don't try to be, they're just not as geared towards trying to obtain that. And oh, and does my hair influence my politics, or my view on politics? No, I mean, my hair is just my hair. It's just a part of my personality. That's really it. Facts, but I meant, like, what if it's an experience we can't even fathom, not ceasing to exist, but just something totally out of this dimension? Um, I'm sure that it will. I mean, that it will be like that. I think it's when it's the unknown. All you can do is have your theories and have your own beliefs of what that might be or what that might even feel like. But like you said, hey, it probably is going to be something that we can't fathom, we can't imagine. That's why, it's something that we can't understand while we're living now. Who's that? Simba, I hope I answered your question, your inquiry thorough enough. I like questions like that. I like talking about locks. I do. That's what my channel is based around. But again, as I always say, you never know who's gonna come up on the lives, and you never know on the lives, and you never know what type of questions they're gonna have. Somebody tried to troll me earlier. That was my first troll, so that's pretty sweet. Making sure I didn't miss any questions. What year did I see my locks starting to thicken? That's a good one. Some of these questions, a lot of questions, I really have to think about them because, like, when I was growing my hair, like, I didn't really think about it. And sometimes it happens so subtly that you don't really notice it until like after. Um, so let me try to give you an answer to that. Let me try to think back. Let me see. My probably like I want to say probably my 2 year mark. If I had to give you a number, that's probably when I would say I started to notice it. Yeah, because I started making videos around like my 2 year mark. Done any traveling recently? I went to St. Louis for my birthday, but I haven't been anywhere since then. But this summer, I want to do some traveling this summer for sure. But the last time I actually got on a plane, went somewhere, was when I hit up St. Louis. Lamont Hicks, what up, bro? I think your locks are awesome. I am currently on my freeform journey, and it's really helping me with a lot of patience. Um, Sorry, I got stuck for a second looking at something. But yeah, a lot of people say that their locks are helping them with patience. But I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. How was St. Louis? Well, you already know why I went there. I went there specifically for the sole purpose of chess. It was very cool, man. I got to play with got to play with some people like, just average everyday people. Now, when I say average everyday people, like I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm better. But what I mean is that sometimes when you're in chess spaces, a lot of times, um, you're playing in a setting to where it's like, how can I explain it? Where it's like a formal, what I'm saying, like a formal setting. But I can do that as well. But I like, just going to people's neighborhoods and playing with, the everyday folks around there, because that's how I feel like I am an everyday person. So I like to play with the everyday people. I got to visit the World Chess Hall of Fame, so I got to experience it. So it's pretty dope. You asking me all these questions. When is your next YouTube video gonna be? Like a real update? Yeah. You feel all humans are designed to have locks because our hair naturally freeforms? Or are we just, well, let me answer that. Well, let me answer the first part of that question first. Let's see, you got some more. Do I believe that all humans are designed to have locks? That's a really good question. I never thought about that. Yeah, that's a really good question. Like, now I have to think about this answer on the spot. I'll say yeah. And why I say yes, because it's if you just leave your hair to be, yes, it's gonna form into locks, but I think that some kind of way, and it's just because I actually been watching some animal videos like this week, all this week, and like I think certain animals have these certain things like for to look a certain way to either make themselves look more intimidating, or it was like for some purpose that humanity we can't fully understand, but they have it. So I think that I would think that locks would kind of sort of be along that same line, um, as far as having. Or are we just doing something artificial to ourselves by cutting our hair? In a sense, should we all have locks? Yeah, so I think maybe I kind of answered that in my first answer. Yeah, I probably, but we've things change, man. And things once people things change, people start thinking differently, and um, certain aesthetics become the norm, and so people we roll with that. I'm 18 months into my freeform journey, and I have noticed that when I work out regularly, my hair grows quite a bit. Do you have any insight into hair growth and exercise from your journey? I do not have any um, insight into as far as hair growth is concerned. That's why I tell people when I'm using certain things, I tell people I make sure to let them know that listen, I'm not doing this because what happens is a lot of times people on the internet they already have long hair, right? And they'll say, "Here, buy my oil because my hair is long and my this oil that I'm using that I just started using like 2 months ago to make money off of you, that has to be the answer for my this long hair growth of 8 years." So I try to avoid doing that by letting people know, listen, I just do this because I like it. I haven't noticed any hair growth benefits from using cactus or aloe or whatever I'm using. And I said a lot of times I would have to have had a set of locks that I was monitoring and using these same things. Then come to this set, use those same things, and then gauge, having been really monitoring the growth of both of them using the same products that I was using to give you an accurate answer of that. Do you have any friends who have freeform locks? No, I do not. Well, Sag is my friend. Hey, some people always calling me I'm telling you when I cut the video on, man, people start messaging me, start calling. Um, Sajai's my friend. She has freeform locks. But as far as like my personal space friends like that in my area, no, I don't have any. I don't have any friends that have freeform locks. Yeah, that was a damn good question, man. I was gonna smack you through the screen. Violence. See, but I came back to it, Sag, and I remember, you know what I mean? But when somebody says that they're talking about people like who you hang around, you know what I mean? But I see people around with freeform locks around here? Sometimes, like I see them with the 2021 freeform locks, like the new age freeform locks with the high top and stuff. And sometimes, I'm at the store and they might be working at Walmart or some one of them young boys, and they'll stop me and ask me about my hair or something like that. But I mean, I wouldn't call them my friends or nothing like that, but I do talk to them in passing, and they ask me questions and stuff. So I met all my friends with Freeform locks on the internet. Yeah, and and if I can even think about like all the people that I have on the internet that are my friends, though, do they even have Freeform locks on? I think Saj might be the only one. Yeah. Now I got some acquaintances, people that I watch on the internet, real cool with. Couple guys, that I fuck with them on social media. There's quite a few people like that. Darius Shafin. Hope I didn't butcher your last name, brother. I've been freeforming for around 7 months. What method should I do to make my ends made up, like how they are at the roots? And how did you start? So it's I don't want to project on you, but it sounds like you started like with a certain method at first, and then you just let them go. So now you're waiting for them to come together at the ends. Let me know if I'm wrong. That's just my assumption. Hal Jones, having the natty dreads is a lifestyle. Tyra Moore, can you give me a blessing, brother, that my new kennel does well in business? We all got kennels. Hey, let's bless Miss Tyra Moore that her kennel does well in her business. What are your thoughts on the whole Louisiana mysticism thing? Like a lot of people attribute Louisiana to a place of voodoo and magic. I've been, I've been, and there is an energy there. I feel your thoughts. Um, I would say this: a lot of times when people visit New Orleans and like they go on these tours, right? They pay for this tour guide and whatever. And he shows them around the city. He shows not around the city. He shows them around like the French Quarter, really. You know what I mean? He tells you a few historical things, and then well, somebody did that. I had a friend came down and they wanted to come down to New Orleans for their birthday, and they had booked this tour guide guy, and I'm not, so I went with them, because I was with them, showing them around and stuff. So, and I didn't know they booked this tour guide guy, so I'm like, okay, I went along with it. So, he's telling them stuff, and he got to the whole voodoo part, and I was telling them that a lot of times, New Orleans gets that thing for voodoo and stuff because a lot of people see it in the movies and you hear about it, so people think that. And I'm not saying that there isn't or hasn't been people in New Orleans, in the New Orleans area, who practice that, but I tell people that it's more so on the outskirts, like of the city, because people get to be secluded in that. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, like people, you practice that stuff in a secluded area, like nobody's really paying attention to that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not so much in the city; it's in the other places around it. The country areas of Louisiana. So, but yes, it does. It definitely has an aura. And listen, when I travel, like I like to go to different places because every place has a different aura. Every place has a different energy, no matter where you're at. But I would say that, and I live here in Louisiana, that the energy that I haven't been to any place with the energy like here, and I'm not just saying it because I live here. It's just true, um, that I've been to experienced it anywhere else like here. So there's some truth to the energy thing. Yes. See, I got the full shebang going on. Whole head. My son, however, I'm letting him get his tapers. No sponge, no towel, none of that jazz. And he started before me. Hits a year next month. All right. Um, Infinity Ugly. I hope I answered your question properly. And the guy who asked about the ends. I don't know if he's still here or not. I kind of feel like I didn't answer his question, like, because end up asking him a question, but um, okay, I did answer your question, Infinity. But to the Darius person, um, I would say, like I said, that's why I'm asking if you how you started, because like if you started like me, like I just like if you started like this, then your ends are just gonna come together. But if you started another way, and then you might have to, okay, you there you go. Yes, you're right. Okay, I was getting my dreads retwisted every 3 months. Then I stopped 6 years into my journey. Okay, all right. So yeah, you might have to do something to bring the ends together, because what's gonna happen is, like, let me give you an example. I can show you, like, let's say I started right, and this is how my hair is. Like, this ain't never gonna come together unless I do something to put it together. And now, well, this is a different one, but this one, unless I do something to nail it. I mean, not to nail it, but to attach it to this dreadlock. It's never gonna. It's always gonna be dangling like this, because my hair is gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? But like, it ain't gonna come down like this. So you're gonna have to do something to um, bring them together. Because if not, they pretty much gonna always be like that. How long I've been live? Now I've been live for an hour already. That went by fast. Thanks. No problem. No problem, man. What's a shebang? Shebang is like, man, I've been using that word all my life, and I can't even give an adequate, like, a dictionary definition for it. Like the whole 9 yard. Well, you might not. I don't know if you ever heard of that before. Like the whole thing. I got it all, basically. So if you go to a restaurant and you say I got the whole shebang on my plate, meaning you got a bunch of stuff on your plate. Like you got it all. I'm Andre Dawson. Where you from? You never heard of shebang before? I think the definition that I gave, that was pretty. That was close as I can get you to it. I can Google it and give you the dictionary definition if you want to. Everything involved in what is under consideration, usually used in the phrase the whole shebang. Oh, you from Georgia? Born in South Carolina. Oh yeah, yeah, they're following. Yeah. So yeah, that's what shebang means. Crazy thing, fam. If you saw a picture of my people, if you saw a picture of me, people would think we are brothers. You know, man, I look like a lot of people, bro. Like when I lived in North Carolina, I would see people, and they would always be like staring at me, and I'd be like, and they'd be like, "Hey, where you from?" And I tell them where I'm from, and they would always say, "Man, I know somebody that look just like you." And that used to happen to me in North Carolina all the time. And then I once lived in Jersey City, and then people would stop me and ask me, and they were like, "Were you from here?" I tell them no, and they'll tell me I look like so and so. So I've been hearing that I've looked like a lot of people apparently. Strange thing, man. It's a very strange thing. And that used to happen even when I didn't have my locks too. So and with my locks, people are still saying that. Yeah, you get that a lot too. So yeah, it's a weird thing, man. Never thought I looked like so many people. Big Drip, what up, man? What up? Some of these folks is new. I never seen Big Drip before. I don't believe Star 64. I remember. I remember Star 64. Amandre, I remember you. Darius is new. Infinity Ugly, I remember that person. Straight Gate Trey, I remember him. Not gonna lie, I thought you went off the internet. No, man, I've been here, man. I I did a live like last week. Was it? No, I'll be around, man. Now don't get me wrong. Now there's my times where I do get off the internet, bro, because man, it's crazy, man. It be you gotta. Sometimes I be having to focus, or I be wanting to focus on other things. So you know, what I mean, sometimes the internet be a distraction. So I'll get off social media for a while, man, and refresh my mind. You gotta reset your mind because you see so much stuff at a lightning pace, man. So you know what I mean. I was watching Freeform videos, and you popped up in my recommended videos. That's how I found out about your channel. That's good, man. See, look, I don't. That's why I don't be telling people to like my videos or to subscribe. You know what I mean? Because who gonna see it is that's who gonna find it, man. Like who it's for is that's who it's for. I get enough likes on a video to where, and I mean, shit, it ain't that much people. I stand out like a sore thumb. It ain't that many people with dreadlocks like mine on social media. So, you know, people gonna find it. You know, what I mean, it ain't a bunch of people. Well, I mean, there's a lot of freeform like videos, but it's not like people won't find me. So I don't be stressing that, man. Like you said, you just came up on your recommended videos. People gonna find it, man. It's gonna get out there some kind of way. So, any tips on how to get? Hold on, let me read it. Okay, any tips on how to get from traditional locks to freeform? Because it's hard. Um, it's the same concept. If you just started off growing them, you just gotta leave it alone and forget about your hair, man. If you forget about your hair, and it's gonna come easy. Now I know that's easier said than done, because a lot of times people's hair start looking a certain way and they're not ready for that. So a lot of times that's the hard part for people. But when you say it's hard, that's what I'm assuming that you're talking about. It's not hard as far as like to physically do it. But I would say just forget about it if you're talking about that aspect of it. Star 64. I was in your last live, just wasn't feeling well, so didn't respond. So I didn't respond, but I stayed till the end. I hope you're feeling a lot better now. I appreciate you staying through the live, even though you weren't feeling too well. What inspired you on your lock journey? Um, so when I was small, I told the story quite a few times, but that's not to say that hey, I'm tired of you asking me. I'm just letting you know. And so when I was young, I would see sometimes I would see these Florida guys. You know, what I mean, I would see their hair. I didn't know what they were called at the time. I just would see these guys' hair looking a certain way. They had a certain. I know they had different dreadlocks when I was from what I was used to seeing. And then it just struck something in me. Bam! Like I want those types of dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? But I was young. I didn't know how to obtain those types of dreadlocks. And so as I got older and I had different life experiences, start traveling a little bit more, I would see them more and more. I actually had a friend from Florida. We were in the military together. He took me to his home in St. Pete, Florida, and his homeboy's pops had this one big long dreadlock, man, like almost I think it was like to his legs. Yeah, it was to his legs, and I was so fascinated by it that I was just like staring at him. You know what I mean? So one day I asked him about it, and he started talking to me about locks, and so from there, I was just, I was like, hey man, when I get out of the military, I want some dreadlocks. And I would see these different Florida guys with these what I know now is called wicks. So I always wanted that because it was different from what I was used to, and I was like that appealed to me more than all the other stuff that I was seeing. So that's what made me say I'm gonna start it. So that's what I did. I'm glad I found this channel. I'm glad you found it. I'm glad you're watching, brother. Um, do your locks hurt your neck and back sometimes? Nah, I've heard people say who've had like thick locks say that their locks hurt them in that way. But listen, I washed my hair earlier today. The only time I feel my locks as far as like weight is when I have water in them. Other than that, and even then, like they don't hurt. I don't feel them and they don't hurt at all. But I will say that they like when they have water in them, they're real heavy. So a lot of people ask me like, why do I bang them to get the excess water out? Because I'm not about to swing these big heavy locks over and just have them smacking me all in the face. You know what I mean? So I just grab them and I just smack them against something, and then voila, it's much easier than just trying to swing them. And plus, what I'm saying, I ain't trying to get no headache. So how long are you going to keep them? Long as I can, man. As long as I don't, knock on wood, nothing, no health reasons, no health things happen to me that I have to cut them or anything like that, or no, hopefully, knock on wood again, genetics doesn't catch me. If none of those things happen, then I'm gonna keep them for as long as I can, man. I want them at minimum to my feet. So we'll see how that works out. Right now, just trying to enjoy them while I got them. Because you've got the best freeform dreads I've seen. I think as long as I've been watching YouTube, I think everybody has their guy or their gal. You know what I mean? When I say that, I mean like people tell a lot of people that I'm just happy to be amongst them, dog. I'm just happy to be somebody's best dreads somebody's ever has ever seen. I just was making YouTube videos because You know what I mean? I just wanted to get my hair out there and document it, and then to see stuff like this now, it's like, man, it's surreal, man. I appreciate it. Cool. My granddad was from Tobago. He grew his locks for 42 years. He was Rastafarian. I'm just, man, I hope I'm blessed to be that far along, man. I hope. Miss Star says she gets, I get headaches, locks down my back. I get headaches and the locks down my back are heavy. I do not use any product, only a bit of castor oil. If I didn't train jiu-jitsu, I'd grow some. Yeah, I imagine that probably get in the way a bit. Speaking of jiu-jitsu, I know it's not jiu-jitsu, but I'm gonna be taking me some. I don't want to say I'm taking boxing classes. I have a heavy bag already, but I'm gonna be hitting the heavy bag this summer, man. Be calm. How many new dread growths do I have? Um, I actually watched your video the other day. Yesterday, I believe I watched your video yesterday. I still got the same ones, man. Got this coming up. This is starting to get thicker. And I think that's about it. Got these coming up. I cut my dreads. They were in my eyes. Cut them off 4 months ago, so that's pretty recent. Um, 4 months ago, and didn't cut them all the way. Didn't cut them all the way off. It seems like they're growing a little bit slower. Okay, so you just trimmed them basically to get them out your eyes. Probably seems like they're growing slower because you had them for a while, and now you seen where they was at already. So now you notice that it's not. You know what I mean? So that's probably why it seems like it's taking slower to grow. Like if I was to cut these off today and then try to grow them back after me, like right after that, I already seen a link, so it's gonna seem like it's growing slow. Amandre said, "This is my third set of dreads. I got quite a bit of new growth on my dome piece." Were you in the military? People in the military talk like that. You say dome piece and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm gonna let them grow this time. I miss them in my eyes. Yeah, it be like that, man. You miss the normalcy of it. Do I get a lineup? No, I don't get any lineups. Oh well, I'm lying to you. What I do, I got me a pair of Andes, and what I do is I'll line the back of my neck up. You know what I mean, to get that wild hair that's growing back there. But that's about it. But as far as the front, like my beard and all of that stuff, no, I don't line it up. Nah, I never been to the military. I just like using the term piece a lot. I find it funny. It is a funny, funny word. The illest part is not knowing how they'll turn out. Yeah, that was the appeal to it for me because I didn't know what my hair was gonna do. So with every change, man, I was like, yo, this just happened. And the thing about it is subtle. Like you don't notice it until after it happens. You like, yo, man, this happened like how did this happen and I didn't see it? Like these two coming together, you know what I mean? Like it's just you don't know how it's gonna happen, you know what I mean? So and I had a bunch of little locks on top of my head, man, and then all of a sudden I only have three big ones, and so I didn't have no clue that was gonna happen. So your hair just turns out in its own unique way, and it's dope, man. Do you think with time you will have one big dread? No, because how they are now is that this is like way over here, and these two are together. So now I might end up with two. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if this somehow comes together, you know, I might end up with two big ones instead of only having three. But do I ever see like this some kind of way coming together? Or nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. If that happened, it would be a miracle, man, because they're so like I'm telling you, like I have these are right here. I have like this big space, and this one is over here lonely by itself. And you know what? The crazy thing is, this one right here used to be connected to these. Like this one in the back used to sit right here, and when it sat right here, there was threading. I always call it threading. And there was hair that connected them together. But then it slowly like shifted all the way over here. Now these two are together. So that's how it is now. So if I found one big one, man, it would be quite the miracle. Do I let people play in my hair? Um, like not people that I'm not, like I don't if I don't know you, then no. Like my sister might touch my hair, my mom might touch my hair, or something like that. Um, if I didn't be intimate with some honeys, I didn't let them touch it and play in it. But other than that, nah. They might shift again. Hey, they might. They might. It would be amazing to see if they did. That would, hey man, I won't stop it. Um, Mozzie's are good too. Yours turned out clean. Mozzie's are good too. I've heard of the Mozzie character before, but I'd um never seen who it was. Seen his name before though. Let me look him up right quick. Mozzie. Is he a rapper? Yep. All right, his locks are pretty dope. I can dig them. Oh yeah, I forgot about his locks. Um, I want my locks to get sun bleached so bad, but I don't think I get out in the sun enough for that to happen. um, do you think that will inevitably happen, regardless? You know, I can't even say either way. But I really wasn't in the sun a lot. Like I had my fair share in the sun, yes. But honestly, I really don't think that it takes that much. I think you get a couple days in the sun over time, a couple days a week in the sun over time, it's gonna happen. Mine are still threading a lot. A lot of my dreads have congoed together. I'm from Gwinnett County, Georgia. Rarely see it here. I have family in Gwinnett County. Yeah, my pop side of the family, he got some people out there in Gwinnett County. I used to live in Gwinnett. I moved there. I moved from there back in September. My sun bleaching mostly came though like from air drying. I would just let my hair air dry, and so eventually it happened. Like I don't know if you can tell. Well, yeah, you can. So the tops of my locks are brownish from the sun, but the bottom of them are black. So you can see if I can you can see the contrast. I mean, you can really tell. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's starting to brown all around now. So you really tell? Can't really tell. I'm kind of colorblind. So, but anyway, if someone wanted to cook you a meal, what would you request? Um, Probably some veggie stuffed roti, some rice and peas, but still with a side of cabbage. Everybody's not a chef like you, Sag. So, so let me ask some anybody in the chat can answer this. I just want to know. So when y'all are looking for videos on I'm about to say Facebook on YouTube, like what captures y'all to somebody's freeform locks? Like what is it that y'all like? What is it that y'all want to see by watching that person? Anybody can answer it. How long have you been pushing my how long I've been pushing my beard? I always, well, I won't say always. I've had my beard about as long as I've had my locks. No, I take that back. I take that back because I think it was 2016. I think it was 2015 or 2016 ish when I was still like very new in my lock journey. I sliced my beard off, like not all bald, but you know what I'm saying. I kept this, but I cut the sides off because I did that because prior to that I was growing my beard out, and when I would just be thinking, I would like pick at it, man, and I always pick at it, and then it like I started getting these bald spots, and I'm just like, oh no, I couldn't have that. And so once I noticed that I was doing it, it was too late. So I said, okay, I'm gonna stop. But then it was too late by then, so I had to cut it all off. I had to cut the sides off, not bald, but I trimmed them really low, so it can catch back up. So that was in 2016. So from 2016 to now, that's how long I've had a full beard. And I'm telling you, man, like I'm the past probably 2 months, I've been this close, closer than ever to locking my beard up. I just if I get a vision of how I want it locked up, then I'm gonna probably do it. But I've been real close. It's the style for me. I'm big on uniqueness. Okay, my bad. Can you repeat the question? I asked when y'all are browsing YouTube, y'all see somebody with freeform locks, like what appeals to you to watch that person? What makes you want to watch? Because everybody has their different people that they watch. So what makes everyone? What makes you want to? What makes you anybody in the chat specifically want to watch a certain person? Everyone locked in New York. Peace, God. Now I'm about to butcher this. I'm gonna try to say it. I'm not good with these comedic names. I don't know if it's a comedic name. My bad. I don't know if it's that. Atum Haru Mumbayat. Let me know how bad I butchered that bad boy. The way people talk about their hair journey keeps me engaged. If they are spreading good information, and if they aren't obsessively manipulating it, I like the natural glow of the freeformer. King Judah, information and uniqueness. Okay. Now I have to think about my own question. Like, what makes me? The uniqueness is one for sure, because like that's the first thing that catches, like, oh man, something that certain such and such got, they hair looks a certain way. And so if it, if it stands out, and then after that, once I start watching it, I can kind of gauge who's gonna stick with it or not. Like, you know what I mean? So if people stick with it, if I feel like they're gonna stick with it, like, I'm like, all right, I'll watch their channel. I appeal to freeform, not being sponged, obtaining natural form. Uniqueness, definitely, yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay, you answering her. Johnny, the uniqueness. Daquan's music. What up? What up? What up, my boy? Johnny, the uniqueness of their locks is what catches my eye. I love how not everyone's locks look the same when they freeform. So I find that really dope. All right, creativity as well. The uniqueness and the presence. Presence is another. Yeah, presence is definitely a good one. Positivity as well. Man, I swear I just seen a question. I mean, a comment. It hasn't popped up on my. All right. I got Freeform also. It's Moonbat. Okay, yeah, I definitely butchered that. Check me out on Facebook. Same name. I posted on some of your videos before. The name is Comedic, so I at least got that right. Did you just say that your son has dreads? Are you asking me? Or did you say that your son has dreads? I don't know if you're talking to me. If you're talking to me, then none of my sons have dreads. No, my sons don't have locks. Another thing I just thought about, because I just use them. I just use the both of the terms interchangeably. Like, I don't really think about, should I say locks or dreads. Somebody came under my video and she asked me, why did I call them? Why do I call them dreads? And if this person ever happens to come across this part in his live, because this is a long live, I'm not calling you out. I don't ever call anybody out in the comments. What I do is I take a comment, because the comment may be conversation, thought provoking. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to call you out. So if I ever do that to you, I'm not trying to call you out or single you out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's a lot of YouTubers where you can't comment anything other than under their videos, unless you're like kissing their behind. So it's not that type of party over here. That's another story for another day. So she asked me, why do I use dreads? Why do I call my hair dreads? And I told her, I was like, this is it's just I use them both. You know what I mean? There's no, I don't be trying to, because she was like, do I, there's a meaning behind the word dreads, and I was like, I understand the meaning, I understand what people say, but I just use them both, man. I don't even try to. I have freeform dreads. About to get a. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Now the comments are back. Zakaria Barnes. I have freeform dreads. About to get a federal job. It's possible. Shout out to Mr. Barnes. That's what's up. Do you know the inside of dreads is? Do you know the inside of dreads is clean? Mufasa. I try to keep mine on the inside of my dreadlocks as clean as possible. I think that it's impossible to have absolutely zero stuff in your dreadlocks. I'm honest about that, but I try. You know what I'm saying? What I don't want is a bunch of buildup and gunk and stuff like that, waxes and all of that stuff. So that's why when I moisturize my hair, I usually stick to the scalp. I don't I don't put a bunch of stuff on my on the actual locks because that stuff like it has to go somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's not just gonna evaporate. It has to, so it's gonna get stuck in your locks. So in any event that I feel like, hey, the inside of my dreadlocks need to be cleaned, I will do an ACV soak, and that usually really really gets the job done. Hope that answers your question thoroughly, sir. Blessings and thank you for the chat. Bless up. Most hated blogger. I don't know if that's a question or the trick is to clean locks. The trick to clean locks is to not kill them with products. Yes. So like yeah, don't put a lot of stuff in your hair, man. A lot of and I see people want to really moisturize their hair, so they be putting like shea butter and stuff, and like you do what you want, but those types of things is what I mean. Got to stay away from a bunch of those things. Johnny, I have been at it for a year now. My hair is taking forever to lock. All right, listen, before I even finish your sentence, my hair took about a year and a half to lock. So you on the path. But my hair is a 4A. Any advice? I don't know nothing about the hair. I don't want to say I don't know nothing about the hair system. I don't like using it. I think it's useless. Um, it's just another thing to what's the word I'm looking for? Divide, separate. It's kind of too cliche. But it's another thing for it's another thing for people to worry about. Just keep your hair clean, keep the inside of your body healthy as you can. Your hair's gonna go. Your hair's gonna grow. But yeah, the whole your hair. You've been at it for a year. Listen, my hair been at it. My hair took a year to lock, like a year and something to lock. And I was like, man, when is my hair gonna start looking like actual dreadlocks? You're on track. Do you count how many dreads? Wait, I might be skipping something. Thanks and blessings. I thank you for the question. Today I saw something cool. I saw a freeformer in Walmart. Um, do you count how many dreads you started with to end? Wait, eyes get tired. Do you count how many dreads you started with to end up with three? I started with 64. Now I never. When I did that video, probably what I don't even know when that video was. A few months ago, I'll say a few months ago. When I did that video of the lock count, when I was counting how many dreadlocks make up one, that was the first time I ever counted my locks. Um, but now I never. I just knew I had a bunch of locks on the top, and they were all over. And then I had three one day. Haitian boy, how was church? My hair, my hair it's about to be a year and a half locks. Also, so stay patient. Yo, so Miss Star saying our hair took about a year and a half to lock as well. Yeah. Most hated blogger is another YouTuber. If you disagree with his video, he will block you and cuss you and your family out before his moderator gets you off. Ooh, yikes. Okay, so his name is Most Hated Blogger, and that's what he does. Okay, yikes, man, that's bad, man. I saw a white man, Freeform in Kroger a few weeks ago. I'm freezing up because I'm trying to think about if I've seen any. I've seen a couple like around the internet and stuff with some nice freeform locks. Pretty dope. Let me scroll up, make sure, because I was going kind of fast for a little bit. I like your channel, and a guy named Dreadtree can't find his channel anymore. Yeah, Dreadtree, man. I like Dreadtree, man. He low key, man. He do his maybe he got rid of his YouTube channel or whatever, but he does his art. You know, he sells merchandise with pretty good merchandise, man. So he be around. He's not really a big social media person, though. It doesn't seem so. I freeformed for a year and a half. Was taking too long to grow, so I wicked my hair up. Hey man, a lot of people right now, man, is getting wicks. Wicks is all over right now, bro. It was, it was mostly predominantly in Florida, and then you might see some people in Georgia, any places that was close to Florida, because a lot of sometimes people will move out, but they still kept the culture, so you will see wicks in other states. But now it's like everywhere, everybody getting wicked up. Same like texture of hair forever locked. Yeah, Dreadtree. Oh, okay. So yeah, Dreadtree channel still up. Dreadtree is a cool name. Yeah. When it comes to like uniqueness of locks, like, cause I don't sit here and admire my own hair, but I do. I love admiring other people's hair. He's got, to me, probably the most unique dreadlocks on YouTube. Them Florida boys hate to see wicks outside. Listen, it was bound to happen, man. You can't keep something in like that for too long, because, and when then once people found out they can get it with the crochet method, oh man, that was over. So they are, that's what's up. And I think what happens why they don't like it is because people do stuff like that, but they don't really pay homage. You know what I'm saying? And eventually it's gonna get lost in translation. And that's just how things evolve, though. It's happening with freeform locks right now. Honestly, like I said earlier, everything is freeform locks, so people are putting their own twist to it, and so it ain't gonna be like these dreadlocks won't be viewed as freeform locks probably in 2 years, really, because people have got a hold of it, and bam, it just changes, man. You can't, that's funny though, man. Um, I remember when your locks was shoulder high. I had wicks, but I went back to freeform. Dreadtree just dropped a video. Damn, Dreadtree just dropped a video. Dreadtree and dropped a video about, man. I gotta catch that, man. Forget the crochet. Start from the beginning. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but a lot of people, the crochet method is they can immediately have their locks. Damn, I'm on 5%, man. So I'm gonna answer a few more questions. All right. So a lot of people, they can automatically have their, they can automatically get locks, so they ain't got to go through nothing. They can just get their locks. They ain't got to wait. Um, Somebody said, okay, he did not drop out, because I about to say I got alerts on for Dread Tree. His hair is dropping. Unless we're talking about two different people. Yeah, we might be talking about a different Dread Tree. But yo, as usual, great chat. Thanks for the questions, but I gotta go because my phone is on 1%, and so I don't want to cut off on y'all. But again, appreciate the live and I appreciate the questions. Catch y'all on the next one.